knows about the grind. Yeah, bubble grind.
Now we have a guy that could probably get in there if you...
It's game day. The Edmonton Oilers hit the road once again. Welcome to EST Afternoons on this wonderful Tuesday. It's Joaquin, Gage. I'm Hernan, Salas. We got producer Zach Kubish in here as well. Hopefully you can hear us right now. Slam that thumbs up. We hit 100 yesterday for the first time since the playoffs, Joaquin. Joaquin, overnight sensation, famous for his dancing.
Jesus.
What a day yesterday. I was exhausted when I got home.
Really?
When I was done the show, it's like I pitched 8 innings, man. I was sweaty.
Really?
Yeah, and drained. A lot of excitement.
Well, it's always that kind of release, right? Like all bent up, thinking what's going to happen. The NHL season is hours away from starting.
Oh, I already sprinkled some.
Oh, did you?
So Dusty said McKinnon, Marchand. Hold on, I got it. McKinnon, Marchand, all the boys from that same. Oh, and Crosby to get a point.
Ooh.
Plus 213, I think.
Okay.
I already sprinkled a little.
Crosby looked good in that last. I watched more of the Penguins, I think, in preseason than the Oilers.
Are you excited to watch Kings tonight? I am. I wanna see their new additions.
Yeah.
And they're playing Colorado.
We need to start looking at this stuff, man.
We need to break it down. Highlights, lowlights returns on Thursday. Put it in your calendar.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic.
Holy smokes.
It's going to be great.
Going to point all Dustin Wolf's mistakes. Or does he even get the start?
Yeah. Oh.
No.
Isaiah Parekh doesn't look like he's going to start tomorrow. Hey, listen, yesterday was awesome. It was great. I went down a wormhole on Twitter seeing all the national reaction. Our good buddy Adam Wilde, who does a show with, what's that guy from Toronto that just goes crazy watching games?
Steve Dangle?
Steve Dangle. And then another guy, and the host announced it. You should have seen their reaction. F-bomb after F-bomb. But they're like, good for McDavid. What a legend. So many different takes. I loved watching like Noodles and the boys from Old Dog reacting to it. Strutty was getting his chirps in as well. So it was a great day. Oiler fans were awesome. You guys were awesome. You guys and gals were awesome yesterday for listening to us, watching us, slamming that thumbs up for us. It was an excellent day here yesterday on EST, and it's all because of you and, of course, Connor McDavid. We will hear the full interview coming up in the second segment. I want to give you a little bit of a break because you just heard about 3-4 minutes of it at the end. The two guys, we'll play the whole thing in the second segment. We got lots to get to. Fun show today. Inside the numbers for Play Alberta. Ari Shapiro from Old Man Bleeding Blue. He's an absolute legend from the 1260 days. He's going to join us to tee up Game 3 between the Jays and the Yanks. And 2:20, Brandon Pillar from Locked On Sens. We still got to go to Toronto. It's probably too late now, just with the news yesterday. He's going to preview the Ottawa Senators, who weren't too active in the offseason, Joaquin. But he's always great, and he has a great podcast with our good buddy. What's oh boy, this is terrible. Russ Leviton.
Oh,
yeah, he's great. Heat and Smoke. We're gonna do some fun NHL predictions. We want you to chime in as well. Nasty Chat. River Korean Box 780-218-9999. Joaquin, the wife, the daughter, the son. What was their reaction to your dancing and your singing yesterday?
They don't. I don't think they even follow me. I had my neighbor text me, and Chris Joseph, I guess him and Andrea, his wife, watched it and said, "Thank you for."
What'd your neighbor say?
Nice moves or something. I don't know. I was like, what?
Hey, your family has no idea what happened.
No. No. But I do that kind of stuff all the time at home.
Oh, okay.
So they probably just saw it and go, oh, there's dad again being an idiot. So, yeah,
That was great, man. I thoroughly enjoyed. I watched it a bunch of times.
Did you?
And the clip Benny made, like
That's a good
that
clip.
was really well done. Like I said, Connor McDavid did speak. We will get to it here shortly. Just some quick updates from Oilers practice. As expected, Zach Hyman lands on LTIR, and David Tomasek is recalled. I know everybody's freaking out about Ike Howard. I think they have to wait till later this afternoon to recall him. So I expect him to get recalled. I'd be blown away if he did not. But let's go with some lines. You want to do some lines?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. This is courtesy of Tony Brar, of course, who's with the Edmonton Oilers network there. Draisaitl with McDavid and Frederick. RNH with Mangiapane and Savoy. Philp with Podkolzin and Kapanen. And a line you like. A line that Joaquin likes. And then Henrique with Tomasek and Lazar. I expect that to be Ike Howard. Ekholm with Bouchard. Nurse with Regula. And we're going to get to see the big guy. It's Regula season. Kulak with Emerson. Stetcher was your 7th. Skinner and Pickard, obviously, between the pipes. We'll have more clarification tomorrow for the morning skate. Joaquin, where do you want to go today? Yesterday was all McDavid, all Jake Wallman. But so much stuff happened around the sporting world that we kind of had to put aside. Big news by the Edmonton Elks. They re-up the best player on the team, Justin Rankin, for 2 more years, which is absolutely enormous. We got baseball. We got so much going on today. It's going to be fantastic. But you want to just kind of give a kind of a recap of everything that we saw yesterday with the Edmonton Oilers, or do you want to move on?
No, it's kind of in the rear. It's funny how quickly the news cycle goes because it's kind of in the rear view mirror now. Now that's done. We swerved out of the way of that obstacle, and now it's game on, man. This is I'm always reminded of the night before opening night, you're finally there. Training camp's over, all that testing, all that crap is all done.
Yeah.
Now the team is set. The last cuts are made. You basically know who's going to be on the team and all those different little areas, and that the practice today is a lot of fun because you've gone over systems and stuff, but you're really getting zeroed in on everything. You're looking at the lineups, predicting kind of what's going to happen because it's a blank slate, right?
It's go time.
And it's you're playing the provincial rivals tomorrow. It's great. You can feel the buzz, and now that whole routine starts again. All hockey players are just even now. I love routine of things, just doing the same things and getting better and doing that stuff. So it's I guess I'm just really looking for. I'm excited to see an actual hockey game tonight.
Yeah, me too, man.
There's 3 games. And
I'm gonna watch them all.
I probably might. This is great. You have the games on in the background and stuff.
You're cooking. And
I know I've been kind of hard on Connor Bedard, but part of me is kind of interested to see what he looks like going up against the Stanley Cup champions without a Barkov and a Tkachuk. Dusty did ask me who I thought would be in the Stanley Cup final.
Told.
I'm not saying it, but I'll just say this. I didn't pick the Florida Panthers to go back because of those 2 key players. But then we were discussing before looking at their lineups.
They're still good.
They're still really good.
I did with my buddies. It's like our 20th year of our draft, and we were doing our draft last night. And again, like I told you, I got 3 Florida Panthers. But so I was looking at their lineup, and I got them late, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm like, well, no Tkachuk, no Barkov. They're still pretty damn good.
I know.
They're not missing a step. I think they re-upped Noah Gregor today off his PTO.
Oh, did they?
So yeah, good for him. Local guy, of course, and he's going to be there with the Florida Panthers as they deal with 2 injuries to their 2 best players. Is that fair? I mean, Barkov for sure, but Tkachuk, yeah, you love Tkachuk.
Oh, God, he's great. He's so good. I think he's an underestimated talent-wise, too.
Oh, for sure.
His hands, he's the whole package.
Would he be this, if he stayed in Calgary, where are the Flames with him?
He drags everyone along with him. And I can't imagine him and Kadri on the same team, to tell you the truth. Like
That'd be hell to play games.
Coming back with those two all the time. But saying that, I think what's Barkov has allowed him to become completely unleashed, right?
Yeah.
Because Barkov is the best player on that team.
Oh, it's not even close.
But Tkachuk is right there. They're one of the best, if not the best duos in the National Hockey.
Haji says, Oilers trading for Matthews? Dustin says, my buddy's flying in from, I don't know. This is not Dustin Nielsen, is it? No, he wouldn't text it. I don't know. I have no idea. Dustin texted, my buddy is flying in from Minnesota today, and he said the entire Howard family is on his flight. I'm sure Ike will be making his debut tomorrow. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Some insider info from Dustin.
That's weird going from Minnesota, Edmonton, Bakersfield. I don't think that's a proper flight, right?
No. But are you talking about Ike?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Yeah, but he never left, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'm saying, why would his parents go to Bakersfield via Edmonton?
You ever been to Bakersfield?
No.
Heard it's a tough town.
I heard it's not great.
I think the Diaz brothers are from there, the UFC fighters.
Yeah.
Those boys are tough.
Well, remember The Running Man? That's where they framed Arnold's character because he did the massacre for the people that were stealing. You never watched Running Man?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's remember he's in the helicopter? He's not going to fire on civilians. That was Bakersfield. The Bakersfield Massacre. That was Arnold in The Running Man.
That's one of my favorite.
They were doing a remake.
Okay, a lot of people texting in. They've confirmed Mike is making his debut tomorrow. Sorry, but we just jumped on air, and I haven't seen anything on Twitter, and I haven't heard from Coach and All Block. So thank you to Jasmine for confirming that. Also, who else confirmed it? And Big Uke. Georgiev and Ville Husso on waivers.
I saw that.
I mean, Georgiev doesn't surprise me. Husso does a little bit.
Husso's fallen off big time.
Incredibly.
He was supposed to be the goalie for the St. Louis Blues right now, right?
Yes.
That he was higher in the depth chart than
they were going to move on from Binnington.
Yeah, he was out. And if it wasn't for a few more injuries and the injury to Husso, the St. Louis Blues probably don't win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Who's Detroit's goalies then? So they're going with
Talbot?
John Gibson and Cam Talbot.
Yeah.
How about that, eh? Blast from the past. Old school goaltending.
That is so much A535.
Okay, I'm not going to ask you the Oilers. The Oilers are not going to indulge in these two guys. There's no reason to.
Who?
I don't think Georgiev's better than what they have right now, the Oilers.
The only way that you look into one of those guys is if there was an injury or you're 10, 15 games in and you're in a situation that you find yourself that the Colorado Avalanche did last year.
Yeah.
Where they were losing games because their goalies just could not make a save.
And it's crazy, Joaquin, because in all your time watching hockey, at least for me, I can't remember a team sending out their two goalies and bringing in two new goalies.
Drastic.
Yeah.
But they got good ones. And
they did.
Yeah.
100%. The Woods, right?
Yeah.
Blackwood and Wedgwood.
Yeah. Who was Blackwood was the
starter. Yeah.
And his record up to the point where they played the Oilers, I don't think he allowed more than a goal and a half a game or something like that. Or he had a ridiculous stat line, and the Oilers lit him up.
It's going to be, I know we're going to get to predictions and stuff, but I have a feeling Bowman's not going to wait on the goaltending this year for the Oilers if it's struggling. I think he's going to look to fix it, kind of like Colorado did last year.
10 games?
I think he's going to... No, not 10.
You have to give it
20.
Okay.
Is that too much?
I thought you were going lower. I was like, geez.
Is that too much, though?
Well...
Or is a sweet spot like 15?
It depends. I think 10's where you want to see it, because I do see Stuart Skinner playing 8 of these first 10.
Sure.
And if you find that if the Oilers are losing games because of goals with the phrase accompanied, he'd like to have that one back.
Yes.
There could possibly be an early change. I don't want to, if you haven't seen the McDavid interview, he says something really, a little telling. And you don't. He actually told a joke that was actually funny. It made me laugh. But there's a point where it's really telling in what he's done and how he's again put the ball in the management's court here. So I think if something isn't done in that point, or if there is a deficiency early on that's really telling, it has to be fixed. It has to be righted.
Well, the first move will be if Connor Ingram's up to speed, he'll get a look. That's the first move.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
And then if that's not going well, then
look, I don't think you'll see he's break glass in case of emergency, right? And, there could be injuries and he could pop up for a bit. But yeah, I like we said last year, we were saying it has to be an upgrade. It can't be a lateral move, but to the point now that it could be someone. Okay, he's similar to Skinner.
Let's just see if he can catch.
Let's see if he can take the ball, because Stuart Skinner is totally capable of having a really successful regular season and playoffs.
Yeah,
just got to put it all together.
I love the nasty chat because sometimes it has their own conversation. Penner's Pancake says, I just rewatched Running Man on the weekend and Commando. It was an Arnie double feature. That's my childhood right there. Commando's an awesome movie.
They don't make them like that anymore.
With Alyssa Milano?
Yeah.
A young Alyssa Milano?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Man, those movies are classics. I got to watch The Running Man. I heard they're making a new one.
They are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Stephen King wrote that.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Remember the hockey goalie in that?
Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero. So, oh, man, that's so much fun. Hey, we got 145 watching. Let's keep jacking those numbers up. We should hit 100 thumbs up. If all of you watching right now just hit that little thumbs up, we'll get to 100 and we'll shut up about it, all right?
Don't be what Reed and Jay call a pleasure delayer.
A pleasure delayer, exactly. Hey, the afternoon inbox, like always, presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. You want to check out some shows this month? Nazareth, Canadian Farewell Tour. They got 2 shows on October 18th and 19th. All you got to do for tickets is go to rivercreeresort.com or hit up the River Cree box office. Up next, of course, we'll continue to talk orders, and we will hear from your captain, Connor McDavid, who's a legend right now for the deal he took yesterday. 2-year deal, 12.5. No raise for the best player on the planet. Inside the numbers as well for Play Alberta. And, of course, Play Alberta, the presenting sponsor of Edmonton Sports Talk. You want to reload?
I'm reloaded.
All you got to do is deposit $50 for a $50 free bet or a $50 casino bonus using these promo codes. EST50. EST Sports, or EST Casino. More Oilers talk on the other side of the break. Here's Coop, Sports Update.
The Oilers have recalled David Tomasek from the Condors after he was loaned to the team yesterday. Zach Hyman also hits a long-term injured reserve. He's expected to miss the entire month of October with a wrist dislocation he suffered in the West Final against the Stars. And it's a triple header in the NHL to begin this season. Chicago hits the ice in Florida to challenge the defending Panthers for 3 o'clock puck drop. After that, the Pens and Rangers go head-to-head at 6 before the Avalanche and Kings drop the puck for the late game at 8:30. Elsewhere, the Ducks have placed Ville Husso on waivers. Buffalo's Alexander Georgiev heading to waivers as well. Meanwhile, the Jays can close out their series with the Yankees up 2-0 entering Game 3 of their series. Shane Bieber takes the mound for the Birds, first pitch at 6:08. From Detroit, it's Mariners and Tigers meeting for Game 3. It's tied at 1 apiece with first pitch just after 2. In NFL news, the Bengals have acquired Joe Flacco and a 6th-rounder in a trade with the Browns. Cincinnati sending a 5th-round pick to Cleveland. The Bengals also releasing Brett Rypien after the trade. This Sports Update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated since 1993. They're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. Windsor Plywood Leduc. They're the experts you need to know. EST Afternoons continues following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Jamie McLennan.
I look at that roster, it's probably his best opportunity to win a cup is with the team that he's with right now, given that Draisaitl's there. You're going to get a healthy Hyman at some point. RNH, I think, is going to have a better year. I love the Wallman signing. You know, you got Bouchard at 24 years old. You know, you've gone and got Howard. Savoy looks like he's going to push through. They're giving yourself a good opportunity, not only for this year, but in the next couple years.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings, 6 to 9. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Fall football in your living room just became the fan zone. Before you move in the giant screen, make space to cheer on your favorite team with Sentinel Storage. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca.
The Alberta Snowmobile and Power Sports Show is back October 17th and 18th at the Edmonton Expo Center. See the 2026 lineup of sleds, ATVs, decks, GMC trucks, gear, and accessories. Meet 13-time X Games pro athlete Levi Lavalle. Presented by GMC. AlbertaSnowmobileShow.com.
We're back here on EST Afternoons on Edmonton Sports Talk, live from the William Huff Studios. It's Joaquin, Gage, Hernan, Salas, producer Zach Kubish in the house. What you laughing at?
The Running Man references. It was Richard Bachman who wrote. It was what's it called? When a writer uses a different name, pseudonym. Yeah, there's another word than that. But anyway, he wrote under a different name because no one could believe he was putting out all these books. But
Really?
yeah,
That's crazy. Chachi on the coast says, driving through Bakersfield tomorrow. When's the next game? Look at that. We got a listener from Bakersfield on.
Really? Wow, great.
Chachi, be safe out there. I don't think Bako starts yet, do they?
That's close. So I looked because my friend's son, I wanted to see if he was with the American League affiliate. He still is. And I think they start this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Well, a lot of those markets, they're not traditional hockey markets, so they try to maximize it, right? So the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Sunday. They don't usually play during the week.
They don't play till October 11th.
Yeah.
Yeah, against the San Jose
This weekend.
Barracudas. The Barracudas. Is that this weekend? Yeah, it is this weekend.
That's what
Man,
I just
time's
said.
flying.
I know.
I thought it was September this morning.
Yeah. Where did September go?
Where did September go? All right. I think everybody wants to hear from the El Capitan. Hey, Joaquin? Sure. I haven't heard it, so I truly want to hear what he had to say. You said he had some jokes.
One joke I found funny.
Okay. So it's going to be good. Here is Connor McDavid meeting with the media earlier this morning.
Yeah, obviously said I was committed to winning here, and that's, I meant that when I said that. And 2 years makes a lot of sense. Gives us a chance to continue chasing down what we've been chasing down here with the core guys that have been here, and a little bit of money to work with too. So I think the deal makes sense for both sides. Yeah.
Why that?
I guess it's a unique situation. Just, we weren't going to sign a long-term deal, so, 2 years at that number makes a lot of sense. Gives us a chance, as I said, to extend our window here in Edmonton. Lenny's not going to go hungry with that money, so we'll be fine. So it's about winning, and that's always what I've preached. And so I think this deal gives both sides what they're looking for.
What made yesterday the day where you felt like, okay, like we asked you a lot of questions over the last several weeks. Was it you want to get it done before the season, or what made yesterday?
Well, I think obviously not wanting to be a distraction plays a factor. It's a lot for guys to have to come in here and answer questions for other guys. The coach to get asked about it, the GM to get asked about it every day. So nice to get it out of the way. No one's got to talk about it anymore. That obviously plays a factor, and then obviously just myself not wanting to answer the question and giving the Oilers some clarity on what's going to go down. So like I said.
Connor, you got a lot of people in your circle and advisors and things like that. Have you ever discussed this with Sid at all? Like he did something similar, and the outcome for him was pretty positive.
No, it's not about other guys. It's about obviously the guys in this room and my family, the people around me. I can't thank Juddy enough for how much work he's put into it, allowing me to. He's put in a lot of work and a lot of behind-the-scenes work, and kind of allowing my family and I, Lauren and I, to make the decision, not rushed, not with any other outside noise. So really appreciate obviously the work that he's done. Appreciate Stan and Jeff and the entire organization being patient. I know again it's not easy, so but it was something that I took seriously and wanted to give a lot of thought over, and something that we discussed ad nauseum and talked it over again and over again, and that was the conclusion we came to.
Was the decision about how long, or was playing out your mandatory free agency on the table?
I said everything was on the table, and I meant it then too. Of course, everything was on the table. Like that's the point of being in that situation. You have your options, but ultimately, our heart's here in Edmonton. Our heart's here with the core guys, with the guys in this room, as I alluded to. Obviously, the city and the fans are important to us, and we want to win here. We want to bring that, bring it back here and make our city proud, and our but mostly for the guys in this room. We've been through a lot together, and to see it through together is important.
Connor, nobody would argue that there's a thought out there that this is a window they have to start to contend. Clearly been contending pretty good for the last 5 years here. Does this contract frame the next 3 years, however, a little bit? Is there a different sort of aura about the next 3 years here now?
Well, clearly I think clearly there's a little bit of, as I said, we took our time with it. I think there's a lot of factors that go into that. I think everyone understands the situation this room and this organization is in. We want to win, top to the bottom. If it lends urgency, that's a good byproduct, I guess.
Can you expand on, like you've mentioned, 2 years? Why that ultimately became the sweet spot for you? Like what about 2 made it so appealing?
What about 2?
Yeah.
Again, it gives the core guys that have been here a really long time, and guys in this room that have come here to be a part of something special. Gives us a chance to play that out, and that's important to me, obviously. There's no secret that with a team that pushes for it every year, like we have for the last number of years, 4 or 5 years, we've given up first-round picks and prospects and all that stuff. That, not a lot of ton of young guys, So I think 2 years gives us a chance to, as I said, play this out. Gives us every opportunity to build something here. I think no one really knows what the cap situation. Everyone keeps telling everyone that it's going to be. Who knows what it's going to be at? But ultimately, if teams don't want to spend the money, then the cap stops going up. So no one really knows what's going to happen. I think everyone understands and expects where it's going to go. So, as I said, our heart's here. We want to win here. That's the bottom line, and I think that deal expresses that.
Were there any specific commitments you were looking for from the Oilers?
We had lots of talks, as Stan pointed out. We talked about a number of different things, and we kept an open communication, and I think that's important. Was there any commitments that I was looking for? No. But just having those open conversations together was important.
You mentioned but you actually have quite a few young guys coming in this year. Howard, Savoy, Regula. Podkolzin's only 24. You guys have obviously been as close as you can to winning. How important is it to add some youth, and how do you get them to understand what it takes to win?
Extremely important. You need your older guys, you need your core guys, you need everybody, you need some young talent, and Stan and Jeff have done a great job of going out and adding that in, under difficult circumstances. So, Sav and Howie, and as you said, Podsy, and Regs is going to start with us. So, there are a lot of promising things going on, and I think that that's exciting and it's important for our group, and they're going to be a big part of this, just as everyone in this room will be. So, it's been good.
Connor, looking into the season, what's going to make the third time the charm in you?
You want me to give you the experience talk or the motivated? I don't know. I mean, what do I think? I think we got a good team. We got a chance, but it starts with obviously tomorrow night, and starts with a good regular season, and an even shorter picture, having a good start to the season. So obviously that's what we want to do, something that has not been our MO the last couple of years. So getting off to a good start is important.
You've been signing on the key piece the same day as you and Jake Wallman. The importance of really solidifying your defense moving forward. How do you feel?
It's been great since you came in, obviously. Fit in really well. It's a tough ask to play your offside, and he obviously has the ability to do that, which is important. Moves well, he's a big body, shoots well, plays with a ton of emotion, which is always a good thing. So, nice to have him locked up for a long time, and he'll be a big piece of it for sure.
That was Connor McDavid meeting with the media today. Well, 40 people there. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of news organizations.
Read had to fight some people. And, I like family's not going to go hungry.
Lenny. He goes, Lenny's not.
Oh, Lenny's not going to go hungry. I heard family.
Yeah, you're hearing.
Yeah, my hearing's going, man. If it lends urgency, then it's a good byproduct.
That's the key.
That's the key phrase for me from all that stuff.
All that stuff. That's telling.
Also, him saying
very subtly.
Yeah,
very subtly. Like, we're not the only. The product on the ice isn't the only thing. We need support here.
Yeah, and the other thing that was interesting was as like long term was not something we were looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't mean he's leaving after 3 years. He can re-up in that third year or going into that summer, whatever he wants. But I found that interesting as well. And just wants to run it back. He mentions how he wants to help the team be the best team they can be, and that's why he took no raise. He's going to make the same 12.5 for the next 2 years. And, I mean, it's Connor McDavid. He kind of repeats a lot of what, like, he probably didn't want to give too much because he said, was there anything promised or anything that you and kind of Stan talked about that you need to have? And he kind of worked his way around it and went back to just like, hey, we just want to win. And it's a 2-year deal and it helps the team money-wise and all that. So very interesting. What did you think of Connor's presser today, Nasties? Let us know. Nasty Chat, River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. I kind of like, too, that he just said, hey, let's do it after practice at my stall. Not make a big deal out of it. That's That's just perfect. I do want to I want to kind of save this because it's going to be, I saw a lot yesterday from different media members nationally saying that this is going to hurt other players and it put other players in tough spots. I don't buy that at all. I don't think Jack Eichel looks at this and says, well, damn, Connor took a hometown discount. I'm going to have to do the same. I think Jack Eichel's his own person. And if he says, no, I want the money I deserve, he's entitled to ask for that, Joaquin.
I think it depends on the organization, to tell you the truth.
Sure.
And Vegas is ruthless.
Yeah.
They are ruthless. And if you don't think that they're going to say, hey, we want to win, the bottom line in Vegas is we want to win. We need players. I think in that instance, I think there'll be discussions. Look what McDavid did. But the thing that helps Jack Eichel a little bit more is he's already a Stanley Cup champion too. You know, he's not, he doesn't fall into the category of chasing a Stanley Cup at this point. If he knows what type of team is in Vegas, and by all accounts, Jack Eichel loves playing in Vegas and might want to just ride it out the rest of his career there. But if it, I think it would be easier. If it makes sense, it would be easier for Jack. You know what? I'm going to go look elsewhere and get paid then and try to win somewhere else. Opposed to Connor going, well, I know what I got here. I know how close we are. And I'm going to give them the best opportunity to do something with it.
That's just, for me, such a simple way to look at things. Oh, because Connor did it. Now every superstar, come on. This is like a unicorn situation. We talked about it.
I do think owners are going to say it.
Oh,
you can't tell me they're going to say it.
They can, but the player can be like, well, that's Edmonton's situation, and that's their problem.
I love it because it just makes, it'll finally probably make July 1st a lot more palatable. And maybe this, I wonder what owners think about this. They probably love this.
Because if you go to Kyle Connor and you say, Kyle Connor wants 11, 12 million, they're like, but Connor's making 12.5. He goes, yeah, but he took a discount. Like, he's trying to help that team win the cup. Like, this is not the situation here. Like, I want to get what I'm worth. I'm scoring 40 goals every year. I don't think it impacts any other elite.
You could say that the thing that started all this was Hellebuck and Scheifele back when they re-upped, right?
Yeah.
They going back to Winnipeg. There's a culture in Winnipeg of staying. So there's something there. I think every organization is different, and they're all going to take this in a different aspect or look at it through a different lens.
Yeah, it's just, I think it's like, this is now every superstar in the NHL is going to take a hometown discount. That's not going to happen. Like I said, we talked yesterday, Brady, Crosby, the only other two athletes we can think of that have done this. I'm sure there's others and we're forgetting.
Kaprizov? Oh, wait, no, he didn't.
Maybe to a lesser extent, sure. But this stuff doesn't happen often. I don't think it's going to impact it at all. Because one quote was, why taking less on this 2-year extension is bad for other players, putting them in tougher spots with GMs and fans. Well, the fans are going to,
fans are going to fan, man.
Yeah, fans are always going to be upset about something. And especially with, I don't think any fan's going to be upset if you overpay for your star, because it's not an overpayment. They're getting exactly what they deserve. If Connor got 21, 22 million, we wouldn't be sitting here saying, well, that's an overpayment. We'd be like, hey, he deserves it.
Yeah.
We would. All right, we got to get to a break. Portion of this hour brought to you by the Canadian Brew House. Win big this football season at the CBH. Enter for a trip for 2 to the Super Bowl, plus weekly prizes and $1 off Budweiser and Bud Light tankards. Details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. Up next, we talk Blue Jays Yankees with our good friend Ari Shapiro from Old Man Bleeding Blue podcast. That's coming up here on EST Afternoons.
Edmonton's Zach Hyman will start the season a long-term injured reserve. Hyman is set to miss all of October as he recovers from a wrist injury that he suffered round 3 against the Stars. Meanwhile, the Oilers have recalled David Tomasek from the AHL after he was sent down to the Condors yesterday. We also see Buffalo's Alexander Georgiev and Ville Husso of the Ducks being placed on waivers. And 3 games kick off the regular season tonight. Panthers and Blackhawks clashing at 3. Penguins and Rangers dance at 6, while Colorado and LA take the ice at 8:30. MLB action, Toronto and New York throw down for Game 3 of their series. Jays lead that one 2-0 with their first chance to close out the Yankees. First pitch goes just after 6. Shane Bieber, the starter for Toronto. And the Mariners and Tigers continue their series. They're notched at 1 apiece entering Game 3. They get underway just after 2 o'clock. And in NFL news, the Bengals have acquired Cleveland's Joe Flacco in a 6th-rounder in exchange for a 5th-round pick. Brett Ripon has been released from Cincinnati following the move. We talk some baseball on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The temperature may be dropping, but the action's heating up. Play Alberta is offering odds boosts on every Oilers game all season long. This is your chance to score big. And for a limited time only, our listeners get an exclusive $50 free bet when they deposit $50 using EST 50. That's code EST50 for an exclusive $50 free bet. Alberta wins with Play Alberta. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
Lobsterfest is back at the Canadian Brewhouse, Saturday, October 4th at 6 p.m. A pound and a half of fresh Atlantic lobster with all the fixins for just $49.99. Pair it with a stein of Alexander Keith. Details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
When gambling, set a budget before you play. Stay informed and visit GameSenseAB.ca to learn how. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Weiss Johnson, whoa.
Hi, Dennis from Weiss Johnson here, and we're excited to be partnering up with the Nielsen Show and have a special deal exclusive for Nielsen Show listeners. Get 10% off any new Trane furnace, air conditioner, or heat pump installation from now until the end of October. Bundle a furnace with an AC or heat pump and get 25% off the package price. Get your home comfort now for all seasons with Weiss Johnson and Trane. Trane, it's hard to stop a train. Visit WJSportsTalk.com today.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
Just wasting gas. Whoa, blurring them dotted lines, killing.
Don't miss 3-time CCMA Performer of the Year, Dallas Smith, Unplugged, November 1st at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
We're back here on EST Afternoons, live from the William Huff Studios. It's Joaquin, Gage, Hernan, Salas, Zach Kubish, the producer, is in the house as well. Big game tonight. We're all going to be watching 6:08 Mountain Time, Yankees, Blue Jays. Blue Jays look to close it out after 2 impressive wins over the weekend at home. And to talk all things Blue Jays, our old pal from the 1260 Days, Ari Shapiro, Old Man Bleeding Blue podcast. Ari, how you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm a little older now from those days. Back at 1260. How many hits did we do, Hernan? It feels like I was on your show about a dozen times.
Yeah, we did a lot, and we're getting older too, eh? Don't.
But not as cranky as I am. I just want to be clear. Neither of you are.
I'm really cranky.
Hey, Ari, you're on with Joaquin and Hernan here. Before we get to the game tonight, yes, we had you booked yesterday with the Connor McDavid news. We had to push everything just to today. I just want to go back to Trey Savage's outing in Game 2. Just outstanding. I mean, the strikeout, 11 strikeouts, just looked like a pro. And only only his 4th game. You heard Coach Boone say after, like, his stuff was nasty. Just an unbelievable performance. One of the best ones we've ever seen in MLB playoffs, Ari.
Well, listen, for a man who was preempted for Connor McDavid news, I wasn't too thrilled about that, but I understood what Savage ultimately did. And I'm glad you both brought me on, because I did some real soul searching after witnessing that. I tried to remember a time when I witnessed such a dominant performance in the postseason period. But in this case, what's extraordinary is we're talking about a kid who started in single A Dunedin in the same calendar year and then was promoted through every organizational level of the Blue Jays system. And for me, as someone who has gone through a decade, it feels like sometimes maybe 2 decades worth of mediocrity and dashed expectations, this was just such a welcome relief for fans of the team and for Canadians across the country. You know, a performance like this in all its splendor, glory, baseball is just such a romantic sport. And I think whether you're the Francophone in Quebec or the Albertan or living in the Ontario hinterlands or on the island of Nova Scotia or in British Columbia, it doesn't matter. All of Canada are Blue Jays fans after watching Trey Savage do something that management has been trying desperately to show, which is that they've got guts and heart. And this kid is going to be a star for many years to come with this organization.
Ari, you're sending chills, because I see those pictures of Joe Carter or the Batista bat flip, like the Brad Pitt from Moneyball. How are you not romantic about baseball, right? And there's just those iconic Canadian moments with this. And saying that, now going down to New York and into the Bronx, what do you see? How are the Jays going to hopefully put this final coffin into the Yankees this evening?
This nail that you speak of, that you're looking for in the coffin, right? That's a great question. Look, fans have to temper their expectations of this team tonight. This is an opponent that hasn't shown up yet. And we're not going to count those 3 or 4 innings of beating up on our bullpen, which was some serious, colossal John Schneider mismanagement. See, there's the cranky old man coming in there. When I podcast with my new series, I'm always quick to mention, as horrible as that was, in the end, we won. And now we're going into Yankee Stadium, the Bronx, the evil empire. Look, this past season, Yankees had almost 8 players with 20 home runs. Yeah. So they can mash. But what they also had were 8 guys who struck out over 100 times. And if Giancarlo Stanton had played a full season schedule, he would have struck out over 200 times for sure. So what that tells me is that Shane Bieber has an awesome opportunity to deal that blow, that end blow that shows this organization that you can't build a team just on home run and histrionics. You know, at the beginning of the season, they changed their whole dress code and you could grow facial hair again. And it was like a passing of the torch of the old Steinbrenner era. Whatever they did, it didn't work, because what the Blue Jays did instead was bring back that white plate cap hat that they used in 1993 that I still own. And you know what? Sometimes the little things in baseball make a difference. For whatever reason, the Yankees have yet to show up. And I think tonight they'll be ready. Rodon can bring it. You know, all 3 of their starters in this series can bring it. And that's what makes it so interesting. The Blue Jays decided consciously, we're going to take 3 starters and a whole gaggle of relievers. And that wasn't necessarily by choice, because at the end of the day, they lost half their starters. I was talking about this a month ago on my show. Look at this abundance, this wealth of starting rotation goodness. And now they're down to 3. And with Lauer being a secret weapon in the pen, I think we're going to see him potentially tonight if need be. This is the opportunity to get it done. I'm really concerned that if for whatever reason they don't win this evening, it'll be that much harder with momentum on the Yankees side. And then we'll end up seeing a potential Game 5. So this old man would like to see his patience with this team over all these years, throughout all this asset mismanagement and free agent signings that really didn't go anywhere, and basically 9 years of Shapiro and Atkins promises. This right here is the redemption arc fully realized. If they can win tonight, Shapiro and Atkins will be sitting with a heck of a team after this that has a real shot of winning the World Series.
Ari Shapiro from Old Man Bleeding Blue podcast joins us here on EST Afternoons. Ari, Vlad Guerrero, I know back at when we used to have you on at the old station, you're very honest with your assessment of Vladdy Guerrero Jr. He came in, he he was a little cold coming into the playoffs, but in the first 2 games, man, he's home run in the first game, the grand slam in game 2. What have you made of Vladdy Guerrero Jr. so far here in the postseason? And just talk about kind of his evolution, because I know you followed him very closely and you've been very, very honest about Vladdy Guerrero, the player.
Well, I appreciate you using the term honest. It's a delicate term. Truth is, I was a horrible, scathing critic. I say horrible because I didn't back off. I just kept piling on. I joined that vociferous crowd, if you will, of people who were complaining about his conditioning when he arrived, and then people who complained that he didn't make an effort to learn English and that it was very difficult to understand him without his desire to maybe integrate himself. But he's proven not only this old man wrong, but legions of fans, because what we witnessed in the last few games was the comeuppance, the schadenfreude, as they say, of a man who's found a way to endear himself to every fan. The Gold Glove defense is the shock. I knew he was going to be a bopper. I knew we were going to get potentially a 280, 290 hitting 30 home run guy. What I didn't expect was the great two-way play. The fact that he's making these dives and winning these Gold Gloves, still can't believe I'm saying that. He's winning Gold Gloves. And then there's the leadership aspect. And I think that's something fans really underestimated. I know I did. I thought he was just going to play out his initial contract, pick up and get himself $40, $50 million a year elsewhere, maybe with the Yanks themselves or Boston. Instead, he stayed with Toronto. And he's earning every dollar by keeping this team together. Some people may complain that his statistics don't reflect it, but as far as this old man's concerned, the only statistics that matter are in the postseason. And since I bleed blue on both the Maple Leafs and hockey side of things too, you understand why that's so important for me to witness. I think fans of Toronto right now are beyond smitten at the kind of player he's turned into and the kind of respect and dignity that he's brought to the organization. We've got New York beat writers talking about how he's walking on water now. And that's a testament to a man who stuck with his game and probably listened to his father quite a bit. It's always a good idea to listen to a dad who's in Cooperstown.
Ari, it looks like it's Cam Schlittler for the Yankees tonight. What does he possess that, or what do the Jays have to do to keep their backs hot against him?
They need to do exactly what they've been doing against him. And whether it was Fried or whether it was Heel on the first game, what I loved was their approach. The Blue Jays right now understand that if there's one team that you want to hit a ground ball to, it's the New York Yankees, because you've got a pretty good chance that ground ball will turn into an extra base hit. They are a horrible defensive team. They're too worried about things like Armani suits and Gucci watches to understand the importance of how to stop a player from taking an extra base. And the Blue Jays are a tremendous station-to-station team. If they showed one thing this year, is that out of the 94 wins that they tied the Yankees with, 49 were comeback wins. They were come from behind wins. And to me, that's such an extraordinary statistic to throw out, because it shows you that it virtually 1 out of every 2 viewing experiences with this team resulted in a chance to win the game. And so they've got to keep it close. They've got to keep the contact going. I don't expect them to hit another 5 home runs or any less than I expect the Yanks to come out and actually maybe mash a few balls at some point. I mean, Judge and Giancarlo are due to go off, and this might be their night. But if the Blue Jays approach Schlittler by making sure that they continue playing what brought them there, which was good contact-oriented, low strikeout baseball. You know, the sabermetrics are wonderful in this day and age, and I'm an old man now. I'm not like these young 19-year-olds going around talking about these really obscure statistics, but the one that's important, which I respect, is the WOBA, the weighted on-base average, that shows you what happens when a player actually makes contact and puts the ball in play. No team in the majors is better than the Blue Jays in that regard. They hit the ball with authority when they can, and even their outs are loud outs. And if they can continue to play fundamental baseball tonight, I think they'll outlast the Yankees and find a way to wrap up the series.
Yeah, it should be a fun game tonight down there in New York. Game 3 between the Jays and the Yankees. Ari, you did mention you are a big Leafs guy as well. It's the first year with we won't be using the term Core 4 anymore there in Toronto. What have you made of the Leafs offseason, and what are you expecting this year from the good old Toronto Maple Leafs?
I feel like I need to create a separate show for the Maple Leafs because There's a neurosis inherent to these moves. Look, I thought the offseason was decent. I really expected a little bit more. I don't think it's realistic to take out a Mitch Marner and expect them to suddenly create magic. It's going to be a challenge to replace that kind of offensive talent. But I do love the Nicholas Roys. I like Dakota Joshua, and Michelli on the first line to me is a heck of an audition. Give him 20 to 25 games with Austin Matthews. A lot of people will learn why he's an above average NHLer. I think it's going to be a struggle, but it doesn't hurt when you're in a division that's already lost one key piece in Barkov with the Panthers. It creates a window of opportunity. They need to win the Atlantic Division again. If the Blue Jays have shown the Maple Leafs anything, it's the importance of home field advantage. I highly doubt we're in this position gushing about the Blue Jays if they started the first 2 games in the Bronx. I could be wrong. I mean, the way this team is played, they easily could have been coming home with a chance to sweep. But for the Maple Leafs to be effective this year, they're going to have to learn to play some gritty hockey. They're going to have to address the fact that the reason they couldn't beat the Panthers is because they didn't get those gritty shifts when they needed it. And this year, Berube having more control. It's interesting. Aaron Boone gets a lot of flack for the way he's coaching New York, even though it's an established fact that he's got the earpiece from the front office and it's Brian Cashman making all the moves. What I love this year is that Jim Treliving went and had coffee or maybe a couple of beers with Berube, and he told them, you know what, this year, this is your team. I'm going to let you make the personnel decisions. If a guy's not working hard enough, you tell me who's going down. And that is really a powerful thing, because Berube was brought in for one reason, and that was his expertise in winning the Stanley Cup. So I like the fact that they're going to let him put in these grit players, these pluggers. I'm still, as a personal admirer and fan of the team, I'd like to see a really super line, if you will, of Nyes, Nylander, and Matthews, because I believe in the importance of having a game-breaking line in today's narrow margin NHL. But if they're going to distribute these lines, I have a good feeling it's going to be a quality year during the regular season. And until the playoffs appear, I don't think there's only so much we can talk about. The old man gets tired of hearing his voice when he's talking about regular season hockey. It's like banging your head against the wall and then realizing the real season starts at the end.
Yeah, Ari, this has been fantastic. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Good to catch up with you once again. If the Jays keep rolling here, I'm sure we'll have you on again. Enjoy the game tonight. Enjoy the start of the NHL season, and we'll chat soon, my friend.
Thank you. And congratulations on the show. I love the format. I love the chemistry you have with Joaquin. You guys are doing some great things here. It's a pleasure to drop by and talk sports with you.
Thank you, Ari.
Thanks, Ari.
Cheers, my friends.
That was Ari Shapiro, Old Man Bleeding Blue. That's a great breakdown of the Jays.
What a voice.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I told you, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. You think they can close it out tonight? He's going to be tough.
Some good points.
Yeah.
Have you seen, there are some very creative people online, and like Yankees fans with that thick New York accent going and complaining about Canada in a good way, but it's just hilarious. But tonight it's a different beast. If they can keep that crowd out of it and silence them, but like you said, what was it? 49 come from behind wins in the regular season, so they're no stranger to that, right? So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Nothing like playoff baseball.
And when their bats come out, like, can you get, like, they just make contact. And that's the biggest thing, right? And you got Bieber going to the mound. I mean, that's a hell of a third game starter for any team. So if you're just Seattle, Detroit, also I think they're underway, or they're going to be close to underway. They're tied at 1. Dodgers yesterday won. They're up 2-0 over the Phillies. Brewers also won. They're up 2-0 over the Cubs. If you also miss, hey, got to give credit to the Jacksonville Jaguars. 4-1.
That was great.
And the Chiefs.
Good game.
I love our boy Haas, but and I know he's a big Chiefs guy, but seeing the Chiefs lose just puts a smile on my damn face.
Yeah. Well, they're not the Chiefs of old. They look slow.
Yeah. It's not the same. Kelsey doesn't look the same.
No, he looks slower than last year. And he kind of rumbled and stumbled, but it's not I hate seeing great athletes at the end when they probably should have pulled the plug a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
Like when Gronk, perfect.
Yeah.
Like, because he was just kind of wasn't Gronk of old, but he got out right at the right time. I think Kelsey might have waited too long.
And if you missed it, your Bengals acquired Joe Flacco from the Cleveland Browns.
Does that mean, is Maddie coming along with him?
you know it's bad when you're acquiring Joe Flacco. Right?
I kind of like I don't know why, but I'm now invested with the Bengals, although they're basically unwatchable. But I like Burrow. I think Burrow's great, but it's a nightmare in Cincinnati. They can't stop a nosebleed.
Bronco Nick, very well-spoken man. Steve French, that guy can make the phone book interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Brent says he's a great interview. Loved it. That's awesome. We're glad you enjoyed Ari Shapiro. Coming up next, we're going to get to some fun predictions with our guy, Zach Kubish, for Heat and Smoke. Like always, the afternoon inbox presented by the River Cree Resort and Casino. Check out the Tap 25 restaurant where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. You got something?
Oh, no, Duck Dead. Jags took it to the limit.
The investment is finally cashing in, eh?
Yeah.
He looked good. And that Hunter, man, that boy can play. Woo! All right, hour 2. We're going to head to the nation's capital, talk sense. We're going to do some NHL predictions and anything you want to talk about. Nasty Chat, River Cree inbox 780-218-9999. Slam that thumbs up for us. Let's get to 100 as the NHL kicks off today. The Oilers tomorrow here at home to the Calgary Flames, 8 p.m. start time. We're back after the break here on
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne.
It's amazing that he's not getting a raise. He could have said pretty much whatever he wanted. You know, the conversation was 5 minutes. Surprised it was that long. Hey, Stan, it's Connor's agent. 2-year extension, 12.5 per season. We good? Like if I were Stan Bowman, I probably would have been, sorry, I think your phone might have broke up there again. What's the dollar value?
Yeah. Why don't you email me so I have it in writing?
Right.
The Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne, weekday afternoon 3 to 6, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
The Alberta Snowmobile and Power Sports Show is back October 17th and 18th at the Edmonton Expo Center. See the 2026 lineup of sleds, ATVs, decks, GMC trucks, gear, and accessories. Meet 13-time X Games pro athlete Levi Lavalle. Presented by GMC. AlbertaSnowmobileShow.com.
The EST Hangout.
McDavid sign.
McDavid sign! Breaking news! Yesterday, extra!
Oil Kings with a trade.
Yeah, they made the trade yesterday.
Justin Rankin. Yes, that's just breaking.
Right?
The Edmonton Elks signed Justin Rankin to a multi-year contract extension, which he is probably going to be the MOP of the Elks at the end of this year.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
Taco Tuesday just got wild at the Canadian Brewhouse. New tacos and quesadillas are just $3.49 all day. And after 4 p.m., sip $5.99 spicy mango margaritas and enjoy $2 off Corona tankers. Let's talk about a good time. The Canadian Brewhouse.
Zach Hyman will start the season for the Oilers on the long-term injured reserve. He's expected to miss the entire month of October after sustaining a wrist injury against the Stars in round 3 of the playoffs. In other news, David Tomasek is back with the Oilers, being recalled from the Condors after he was sent down to the AHL yesterday. And then the NHL season begins in Florida. Blackhawks and Panthers dropping the puck at 3. 2 other games dot the slate. The Kings and Avs meet at 8:30 and the Penguins and Rangers face off at 6. Meanwhile, the Jays have the Yankees on the brink up 2-0 entering Game 3. Toronto has Shane Bieber starting with Carlos Rodon countering for New York. First pitch for that one is at 6:08. While in Motor City, the Tigers and Mariners meet for Game 3. Seattle and Detroit are tied at 1 aside. Action was supposed to get going in just a minute. That's been delayed by the rain. NFL news, the Bengals have acquired Joe Flacco and a 6th-rounder in a trade with the Browns. Cincinnati sending a 5th-round pick to Cleveland. Bengals also releasing Brett Ripon after the trade. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your Sports Update. Hour 2 of EST Afternoons starts right now.
It's hour 2 here on EST Afternoons. How you doing on the day after Condors signed, October 6th? Mondays usually stink, Joaquin. That was an awesome Monday. A lot of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's so much going on now in the sporting world.
There's too many sports.
There is.
Yeah.
Well, NBA start next week?
No, they don't start till the end of the preseason started.
Yeah.
The Raptors played in Vancouver. Looked like a good time. Good stuff. This is EST Afternoons, of course, here on Edmonton Sports Talk. We're coming to you live from the William Huff Studios here in the west side of the city. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout at 780-454-4536. Let's get to a little bit of fun here inside the numbers for Play Alberta. Of course, if you want to reload your account, all you got to do is deposit $50 to get a $50 free bet or a casino bonus of $50 as well. The promo codes are EST50, EST Casino, and EST Sports. Coop, today's it's not going to be trivia, but we're going to have some fun, Joaquin, and make some selections for our predictions for the NHL season that kicks off in about 51 minutes.
Wow.
In about 51 minutes. Okay, good thing we're getting this in before the deadline is, right? We got to get it in now. We're going to go and look around all the trophies and stuff, getting your guys' takes on who you think will win the Rocket, the Vezina, all the trophies laid out there as well, and the Stanley Cup final rematch here today. And boys, I want to start it off. Who do you think is going to take home the Rocket Richard Trophy here this year?
That's an excellent question, Kubisaw. Gage, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
No, I'll do it.
Okay.
I think with a revitalized new deal, screaming deal, highest paid player in the NHL, I think Special K, Kirill Kaprizov.
Wow. What a pick. A sleeper pick for the Rocket, hey?
Wow, Gage.
They got some scoring talent, though, on that Minnesota team, but he's going to have to take charge. He's going to have to show up after taking 17 from Bill Guerin and the crew.
That is, that's an interesting pick. I like that.
You know, well, he has that scoring talent, right? And he was in the Art Ross and all the conversation before he was injured.
You got to remember, everyone was saying who's going to win the Hart this year. Early voting was Kaprizov.
Yeah. Him and Boldy, man. Ooh.
That's
Erickson
a good
Ek,
combo, man.
Like, those guys playing together, nasty.
Well,
Very
he had
nasty.
46 in 23-24 last year in a shortened season. 41 games, 25 goals. I can see him take home the Rocket.
All
That's
right.
not too far off of a pick.
I'm going to go with a guy who's in a contract year, my friend.
Not McDavid.
Not McDavid. I'm going to go with Kyle Connor.
Kyle Connor.
Wow.
That's a sleeper pick. You
I
could
think he's
maybe
gonna
sprinkle
push
something
50.
on there.
Do you?
Yeah.
Has he scored 50?
No.
Not yet, eh?
He's been over 40. 41 last year.
47 was his best in 21-22.
Koob, who's your
The
pick?
Jets. You know, well, everyone's excited about him here in oil country. Fresh off a 2-year extension. And there's some scoring needed on the Oilers squad. They're without Zach Hyman for a bit. There's a couple question marks surrounding the team. David Tomasek, Andrew Mangiapane, Matt Savoy, some of the young guns. And if McDavid and Draisaitl are going to play together, McDavid wanting to score more goals, get back to that 64-goal range that he was in a couple seasons ago. He's kind of got away from that a little bit, but I feel like he's going to take home the Rocket Richard Trophy this year.
Wow.
All right, Gager has Kaprizov. I have Kyle Connor. Koob has McDavid for the Rocket Richard Trophy. Let's keep rolling.
All righty, boys. Next trophy down the list. The Hart. Ooh. Now, last year was in between quite a few players.
The Hart is an interesting one.
Connor Hellebuck taking that one. Another goalie, maybe?
Did Hellebuck win with us?
Yeah, he won it last year.
He won the Hart?
Yeah.
Where was I?
Probably on vacation
you were
in
in
Mexico.
Malays after the Oilers lost.
I cut out the NHL from my life after Game 6.
Like the umbilical cord.
I'm going to go first, okay? Is that cool with you guys?
That's cool. That's cool.
I don't see any way McDavid doesn't win the Hart this year.
Well, especially if he's taking home the Rocket, like I said. I mean,
he should win the Hart just on that deal alone. But
Joaquin.
He's got a lot of Oilers fans' hearts with that one.
I'm gonna go to someone who probably would have won it if he finished the season. I'm gonna go out to the West Coast. Quinn Hughes will win the Hart Trophy this year, which is very difficult for a D-man. But he was. I think big things for Mr. Hughes.
Fantastic.
I can see that too.
Last defenseman to win it?
Pronger?
I'll have to Google. I don't know.
I think it was Pronger.
Coop, what do you got?
Well, he just highest paid player now, $17 million. I think Kirill the Thrill Kaprizov is going to step up and actually cement himself as one of the best players in the National Hockey League. He's been around for a while. He's hit 100 points before. I think he could get 120 to 130 next year on that Wild team. And they're going to take a big step up. If he can stay healthy, he's going to pot a lot of goals, make a lot of plays there with Boldy and crew. So I got Kaprizov taking home the Hart Trophy.
Special K.
Special K, baby.
Ketamine. That's what Bill Guerin was taking when he signed him.
All right, what's next, buddy?
Oh, my. All right. We're going to shift to the rookies here. Who do you think is going to take home the Calder Trophy? It was Lane Hudson last season, Macklin Celebrini, and Dustin Wolf, the runner-up for the trophy in 2024-25. Now, look, there's a lot of
I want to take
rookies.
Snuggerud just because I like saying it, but
it's the best name. He'd win the name of names trophy, that's for sure.
I'm going to go with the... Actually, Gager, you go first. Or do you want to wait? I can go first.
No, I got it. Yeah, I know the sexy picks in Montreal, and I think they're going to keep it again. But I'm going differently. I think a guy that's going to have an impact and just be an all around better player, and that's that Matthew Schaefer.
Oh, okay.
Lane D.
Yeah.
I think he's going to win the Calder this year for the New York Islanders.
I'm big on Matthew Schaefer. Like, he could play on both sides, man.
They say it's like, I can't wait to watch. Like I'm looking forward to seeing him, because for a D-man, I always find it's difficult. But by all accounts, they're saying this guy seems like he's going to step right in and be good.
I was talking to Guy about him, and he goes, he's just so good.
Yeah.
Like he can do it all. So interesting. I'm going to go with the defenseman too. Zeev Huyam from Minnesota Wild is going to be on the first
I didn't even know
power
what
play.
league we were in. We're
Come on, Zeev, you know him. He made his debut in the playoffs last year for the Wild. I might be butchering his last name.
Thank you.
Buyam?
Yeah, it's Buyam.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's my pick for the Calder.
That's a good one.
Who? What you got?
Well,
Reed Wilkins.
Well, it's not going to be Artemi Panarin kind of vibe there. I don't think there's any big player. David Tomasek. 45 goals.
Imagine? That would be great.
Yeah, it would be fantastic.
It's not out of the realm of, like, if it all worked out and he was playing on the power play and
Hey,
it worked.
Panarin did it. So why can't he, man? He's 29.
Does he matter? I think you have to be under a certain age, though. They changed the rules a little
That's
bit.
not your
yeah.
pick, though, is it?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay, okay.
Oh, gosh, no. Yeah, right. No, it's Reed Wilkins. But Ivan Demidov.
Oh,
He
yeah.
showed up late for the Canadians last season, and his chemistry there with Laine looks pretty good from what I've seen. And he's an unreal player. I can't believe he didn't come over sooner than he did. I mean, they signed him, got him into the games, and he was fine in the back of the net. He's an unreal talent, offensive capability. I think he's the front runner to win the Calder here this year, and that's why I got him taking home the trophy.
Nobody picked Ike Howard, eh?
Well, he's also
well, according to a lot of
on the
Oilers fans, he's
Condors right
bottom 50.
The Oilers don't win Calders.
They don't, eh?
Oh,
Who's the last one to do it? Has an Oiler ever won the Calder?
no, Wayne Gretzky couldn't because he was a part of the WHA, right? That would have been the only one.
Connor was hurt.
Nuge was close.
Lost to Landeskog.
Did he lose or it wasn't shared that year? Right?
No, he beat Landeskog beat him by a bit.
But that's because Nuge got hurt.
Nuge got hurt too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Connor was hurt for most of the
Connor
season.
should have won it, but he got hurt. Nuge should have won it, but he got hurt.
Was Skinner in the conversation when he was a rookie? I think he was.
Yeah, he was.
Fifth in voting, maybe? Or was he up for the Calder?
Should have won.
Skinner, he was up there.
Well, the Oilers
He's
got
nominated.
Savoy, Howard, Tomasek, Philp, and was Regula a rookie?
No, he's been around for quite some time.
Actually, you got to check his regular season games, though.
Yeah, what is it, under 25, 26, or 27, whatever it is? Yeah.
He's got 22 games.
Stipulations there are a little, yeah. Well, he's been on 3 separate teams now. He's been on the Blackhawks, the Bruins, now the Oilers, so.
He's really going to have to do something special.
He can't play regular. He's got to. Anyways.
Hey, we got to get to
Amazing you don't have kids with those dad jokes.
We got to get to a break because we got Brandon Pillar coming up to preview the Sens. We'll continue this in the last segment.
Let's skip the goalies.
No. The goalie's coming up, buddy.
Oh, whatever.
Don't worry
that's the
about
next
it, man.
one.
I'm intrigued to see who you pick. I have a feeling you're going to go down highway too.
He's a winner.
He's a winner. We'll continue our NHL predictions. We still have our Stanley Cup Finals. Who's going to win the Cup? We still have our crazy pick for the Edmonton Oilers. Just a crazy take, a hot take, if you say. But up next, we're going to head to the nation's capital, talk some Sens with our good buddy from the Locked On Senators podcast, Brandon Pillar. That's all coming up here on EST Afternoons. Here's Koo with your sports update.
The Oilers have recalled David Tomasek from the Condors after he was loaned to the team yesterday, and Zach Hyman hits the long-term injured reserve as he's expected to miss all of October with a wrist dislocation suffered in the West Final against the Stars. It's a triple header in the NHL to begin the season. Chicago hits the ice in Florida to challenge the defending Panthers for 3 o'clock puck drop before the Pens and Rangers go head-to-head at 6, and the Avalanche and Kings drop the puck for the late game at 8:30. Elsewhere, the Ducks place Ville Husso on waivers, with Buffalo's Alexander Georgiev heading to waivers as well. Meanwhile, the Jays can close out their series with the Yankees up 2-0 entering Game 3. Shane Bieber takes the mound for the Birds with first pitch at 6:08. And from Detroit, the Mariners and Tigers meet for Game 3 of their series. The start time has been delayed due to rain, but it's tied at 1 apiece in the series. NFL news, the Bengals have acquired Joe Flacco and a 6th-rounder in a trade with the Browns. Cincinnati sending a 5th-round pick to Cleveland. This sports update is brought to you by the Edmonton Elks. Catch some double E football action this season with the Elks in action this Saturday against the Bombers at home. Tickets start at just $20. Get your tickets now at goelks.com. We keep talking some hockey following the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
The Lock
You
Shop.
want a quote from Jake Woolman? His reaction when he heard Connor McDavid sign for $12.5
Is there a swear word in it?
From Gene Principe.
I'm going to say there's a swear. Can I guess it?
Sure.
What the F?
Close.
Can I also guess?
Go for it.
F, yeah.
Close. Quote, what an effing captain we have.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's nice.
It would have been funnier if he said, what the F?
What the
Because then
F?
we can make him into that Blink-182 gif where he's going, WTF.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
When you cater with Royal Pizza, you're getting the same great pizzas, pastas, and salads you love, just bigger and built for a crowd. Perfect for teams, offices, or parties, Royal Pizza's catering brings real value around $10 per person. Delicious, high quality, and easy. If you like their pastas, you'll love their catering pastas even more. Visit royalpizza.ca or contact your local store for exact pricing and details.
So come on home, Royal Pizza, still making it great.
Stuff your turkey, not your house. Need more space for your winter gear or to get the car into the garage? Sentinel Storage has convenient and affordable storage solutions at a store near you. Buy Canadian, store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
Just wasting gas. Whoa, blurring them dotted lines, killing.
Don't miss 3-time CCMA Performer of the Year, Dallas Smith, Unplugged, November 1st at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreeresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
Running your own small business takes courage, and as it grows, so does your team. That's why Alberta Blue Cross offers health, dental, life, disability, and wellness benefits designed for small businesses, because we know a healthy team means a thriving business. Join over 5,000 Alberta businesses who have chosen us to help their business grow and succeed. Alberta Blue Cross takes care of you and your employees, so you can take care of your business. Visit ab.bluecross.ca to find a plan that's right for you.
We're back here on EST Afternoons here on Edmonton Sports Talk. What a day it was yesterday. Holy cannoli. What a fun time that was, breaking down the Jake Wallman extension along with Connor McDavid. Yes, yeah, we can. Jake Wallman said, what an effing captain, eh?
Yeah.
It's going to be great to see what they do tomorrow. But hey, we've been checking in on all the Canadian markets, and we still got a few stops out east to go. And today, our good buddy, Brandon Pillar from Locked On Senators, joined us to talk Senators. Brandon, how you doing?
Hey, guys, doing well. How about you?
I'm good. Hey, thank you for joining us today. We were booked for yesterday, but you know what happened.
Yeah, I didn't take it personally. I figured a Connor McDavid and Jake Wallman extension would
don't
kick an Ottawa Senators
too.
preview off the Edmonton show, so it's okay.
Yeah, no worries. Listen, we're going to get to the Sens. Very interesting team. But what are your thoughts on what you saw yesterday with the Connor McDavid 2-year extension for no raise, 12.5?
Yeah, I mean, Connor McDavid is a guy that wants to win. And to win in this league, a lot of the times you have to take less or be in a no-tax state, seeing as Alberta isn't quite the no-tax states of down south. Connor McDavid knew if he wanted to win, he's going to have to take less. And I don't know if you guys saw Austin Matthews today commented on the contract saying that's a guy that wants to win there. So clearly other captains around the league saying that's a smart move and a clear focus by Connor McDavid taking less than he deserves, because I don't think anyone would have batted an eye, and you guys can tell me if you think differently, if Connor McDavid one-upped Kirill Kaprizov shortly after and signed the next biggest extension in NHL history. So it's a great deal, and you guys got to be excited about it.
Did you you're in Ottawa, you're a Sens guy. Did you laugh at Toronto Maple Leafs fans as well yesterday?
Yeah, it's always nice when Toronto Maple Leafs fans are humbled. I think they already had their McDavid jerseys made. They already had them hanging up on the wall. They were predicting when they're going to win the next cup. And the picture of Connor McDavid in his Leafs pajamas was already set and ready to be posted. But we don't have to see any of that, which I'm happy. And I'm sure you guys are just as happy.
Yeah, it's nice to see that a few more tiers out east from the greater Toronto area. But Brandon, I mean, I've been talking about the Ottawa Senators thinking they're going to take the next step, and I think we saw a little bit of that last year, finally, with that first round You had the Brady Tkachuk, guaranteeing wins, and it looks like the page is kind of turned. Not a lot of movement in the offseason. Where is this Ottawa team right now in your mind?
I think the standard has been raised by finally breaking that playoff drought. No longer will this team just be content and satisfied with making the playoffs. I think last year it was like, hey, it's great. It's great we're here. This is good experience for everyone. Let's see what we can do. You get beat by your provincial rival again. The Toronto Maple Leafs have had the Ottawa Senators number in the playoffs, so you get a little humbled there, and you get the experience of, hey, the playoffs maybe isn't what we expected, but now they've got that experience because so many of them, this was their first time in the playoffs. You look at Brady Tkachuk, Tim Stützle, Jake Sanderson, Dylan Cousins, Shane Pinto, Ridley Gregg, like pretty much the entire roster, other than guys they recently acquired. This was their first taste of playoff experience. Now it's like, okay, making the playoffs is the expectation, and we got to, at the very least, push harder in round one. But I think the goal is to win a round. I don't think anyone is thinking too far ahead of ourselves here. It's just, all right, let's keep taking a step 1 year at a time, because this core is young. It's locked down. They got a new coach, new owner, new general manager. So in my mind, they're taking this slow and patiently, and it's the right approach.
Brandon Pillar from Locked On Senators joining us here on EST Afternoons. Like Joaquin said, not a lot of movement in the offseason. They did bring in Lars Eller, a veteran guy who's going to play in the bottom six. Jordan Spence, who we liked on this show for the LA Kings. They didn't use him in the playoffs, which is a little bit surprising. And then a trade last week, or was it earlier this week, for Curtis McDermott. But how's that sitting there with kind of the fan base there that's kind of Stales kept it clean there and didn't make much movement, but did bring in a young defenseman and a veteran who can play in your bottom six?
Yeah, I think the moves they made in the offseason were just to plug in some holes that they had in the roster. They wanted a more experienced fourth-line center, and they got that in Lars Eller. They wanted to improve their bottom pair. They got that in Jordan Spence. The need to address toughness was clearly magnified after the Ottawa Senators got embarrassed in Quebec City, not only on the scoreboard, but physically by the Montreal Canadiens. That leaves a bad taste in your mouth, so they said, okay, we got to go get Curtis McDermott, flip him for Zach McEwen. But what I'll focus on, guys, is the moves that they made at the trade deadline, because those are big moves, and those types of moves you don't always see at the trade deadline, especially the Norris for Cousins swap. Like, that's a huge move. Two young centermen with lots of term on their deal, both playing kind of second line center roles, and Dylan Cousins fit into this team really nicely. And then with 37 seconds left in the trade deadline, Steve Staios was able to acquire Fabian Zetterlund, and he was not used properly. He spent a lot of time on the fourth line, which a guy that was scoring 20 goals with the San Jose Sharks and had top six opportunities, for his ice time to diminish like that, and changing teams and countries and things like that, it just took him a while to get acclimated. But the Senators showed they have faith in Zetterlund, because they signed him to a nice extension, and he's been slated to play on that top line with Brady Tkachuk and Tim Stützle. So, I mean, if you're a player on the Ottawa Senators, there's no better opportunity to have success than to be on that top line. So I think when you look at the small additions they made in the offseason, players acquired at the trade deadline, and their younger players having another year and more experience, I think that's where you're going to see the growth of this team, and hopefully help them reach that next step of their goals.
Brandon, from outside looking in, I always look at Thomas Chabot as he was an up and coming defenseman. Like, even there was talks of possible winning Norris trophies. To me, it seems like he's slid a little bit. And has he done that? Are you looking for more from him to get back to the being talked about with the top defenders in the league?
I think the best thing, well, two things that happened to Thomas Chabot that really helped his game. The best thing that happened, in my opinion, was Jake Sanderson emerging as a number one defenseman for the Ottawa Senators, because Thomas Chabot had to put this team, and more specifically Decor, on his back for years with the Sens, and he was anchored with terrible D partners, Zaitsev, Hamonic, so many other guys that just were not good fits for him, and he was playing 25 plus minutes a night in meaningless games, just putting it all on the line. But with Sanderson there's the number one. Thomas Chabot gets to slide into that number two role and be a second pair defenseman on a second power play unit where he's a lot more comfortable. And I think he's able to thrive a little bit more. And then the second thing that really helped him last year was Nick Jensen being such a good D partner. I mean, he complemented and elevated Thomas Chabot's game to a whole nother level that we hadn't seen in a while. Like Thomas Chabot had 45 points and finished a team best plus 17. Now I know plus minus isn't the be all end all, but when you're team best, that's a good notch in your cap there. So I think Thomas Chabot, now that he's properly slated on this D-core, I think we're going to see him consistently get 40 plus points and be a better player defensively now that he's not expected to go up against other teams' top offensive lines.
Brandon, just looking at their lineup looks like it's pretty much set. But any young guys here that kind of put themselves on the radar for this coaching staff for potentially a call up or to stick around here for the first couple of games?
Yeah, I mean, they've got a guy in Donovan Sabrango that's going to start in the NHL. He was a kind of a extra piece in the Alex Brinkett trade from Detroit, but he's got a handful of NHL games, and he had a nice camp and a nice preseason. So with Tyler Clevin still injured, he's likely going to start as the bottom pair left shot defenseman. So he's been someone Sens fans have been excited about. Obviously, the big guy in Ottawa is Carter Yakimchuk, 7th overall pick in 2024. I try to have a patience, and I think the Ottawa Senators are doing this the right way with their top prospect. He had another good camp, another good preseason, but I think it's best for him to play top minutes in the AHL, top power play, learn how to play up against men for a while, then find your game in the NHL when you're ready. Even though I think a lot of Sens fans think he is ready now, and I wouldn't argue with that, but I just think with a prospect as important as Yakimchuk is to the Sens, why rush him, especially as a defenseman? But some young guys that I think can really elevate their game. One of them I'll highlight is Shane Pinto. This guy is a third-line center that was really tasked with being the checking center on that third line for the Sens up against the Leafs in the playoffs. And Travis Green put a lot of trust in him. And it's a contract year for Shane Pinto. He had to kind of settle for a bridge deal his last year. But with the way these new contracts are going and AAV skyrocketing, and he missed half a season due to the gambling issue. So he lost a lot of money on that year. So he's going to be motivated to really make sure he cashes in on this contract. And I think he's going to have a big year.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, last year they were the first wild card spot, 97 points. Do you kind of see them kind of, hanging around there again, or do you see them fighting for top three in that division?
I've got them personally as the top wild card spot again. I mean, the Atlantic Division is just so tough. Like, I don't see the Toronto, Tampa, Florida teams ready to take a step back just yet. But I don't think it's too crazy to say that they could end up being the third team in the Atlantic. I mean, they were only 1 point behind the Florida Panthers last year for that spot. But for me, I'm not too concerned where they finish in the standings. It's just about getting to the playoffs and then making sure you're ready, healthy. And now you've got that first round experience from last year ready to go. But I don't see them dipping below the first wild card spot. So I think likely there'll be a first wild card spot, at best third in the Atlantic.
Good stuff, Brandon. They'll kick off on Thursday against Tampa Bay Lightning. Good test right off the hop. Of course, the Edmonton Oilers kick it off tomorrow with the Battle of Alberta. Flames in town, 8 o'clock start. Brandon, great breakdown of the Sens. Enjoy the start to the season. I'm sure we'll chat again.
Hey, thanks, guys. Always appreciate coming on.
All right, that's Brandon Pillar. Excellent dude for... we had to kind of bump him to today from yesterday, and great breakdown from the Sens. Interesting team. Not a lot of off-season moves.
No, I wonder where Stales will look. It's probably somewhat similar to Bowman, seeing where evaluating the team right now, right? Because what I've noticed with a lot of teams now, they're all locked up, and that's like Brandon said, that's a good young team. Now it's got that little bit of a gur on for postseason
and they
play.
got a taste.
Yeah.
And he makes a great point. Like, we talk about the quiet offseason, but a full season of Fabian Zetterlund, a full season of Dylan Cousins, right? That's going to make an impact for this team as well. Stützle and Brady Tkachuk kind of lead this team. Tkachuk's awesome. Like, he's just awesome.
He is awesome.
And they got the vets in Giroux, Claude Giroux, Nick Cousins, David Perron, who just keeps on ticking, man. That guy, he's
amazing.
He's an amazing player.
I saw a highlight It was Sidney Crosby highlights, and he was on the Penguins, like looking all fresh face. I was like, what?
Did he score 30 for the Oilers?
I think so.
Yeah, man. It's just unreal. That's one of McT's best trades. Magnus Pajärvi for David.
I always hated guys like Perron to play against because they're extremely talented at right shots that shot from everywhere.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do it as much anymore, but he would take one step off the goal line and rip it at your head just to see if it would score, right? Very low percentage shots, but you always had to worry about guys like him because he did have a rifle.
37 years old.
Yeah.
Scored 28 for the Oil.
And he just seems to always be around it.
Yeah. A good player, man.
Yeah.
He's got a little bit of bite in him, too. So it's good stuff there from Brandon Pillar. Okay, we're going to close it out next. We're going to do This Day in Sports History. We're going to close out our NHL predictions with our guy, Koo. That's all coming up. Keep slamming that thumbs up. We're only at 60, guys. We need 40 more for 100. We're on the day of the start of the NHL. It starts in 23 minutes. The Oilers start tomorrow.
61. Just did it.
100 is going to be the minimum going forward as soon as the Oilers drop that puck. So slam that thumbs up for us, please. And thank you. We're back with more NHL talk on the other side of the break. Here's our guy, Koo, with your sports update.
Edmonton's Zach Hyman will start the season on long-term injured reserve. Hyman set to miss all of October as he recovers from a wrist injury that he suffered round 3 against the Stars. Meanwhile, the Oilers have recalled David Tomasek from the AHL after he was sent down to the Condors yesterday. Elsewhere, Buffalo's Alexander Georgiev and Ville Husso of the Ducks have been placed on waivers. 3 games kick off the regular season. Panthers and Blackhawks clashing at 3. The Pens and Rangers dancing at 6, while Colorado and LA battle at 8:30. MLB action. Toronto and New York throwdown for Game 3 of their series. The Jays lead the Yankees 2-0 with their first chance to close out the series. First pitch just after 6. Shane Bieber, the starter for Toronto. And the Mariners and Tigers continue their series. They're not yet one apiece entering Game 3. That game's been delayed due to rain. NFL news, the Bengals have acquired Cleveland's Joe Flacco and a 6th-rounder in exchange for a 5th-rounder. Brett Ripon has been released from Cincinnati following the move. This sports update is brought to you by the Capital Care Foundation. Financial support deeply affects residents at Capital Care, whether it's a one-time donation or monthly contribution. Every penny counts. Find out how you can donate at Capital Care Foundation.net. EST Afternoons continues after a brief intermission. I'm Zachary Kubish, keeping you up to date.
Wing showdown time at the Canadian Brewhouse. Creamy street corn goes head-to-head with Mexican chili lime. 2 bold flavors battling for your taste buds. Grab them anytime, or just 69 cents every Wing Wednesday. The Canadian Brewhouse. Our house is your house.
The Alberta Snowmobile and Power Sports Show is back October 17th and 18th at the Edmonton Expo Center. See the 2026 lineup of sleds, ATVs, decks, GMC trucks, gear, and accessories. Meet 13-time X Games pro athlete Levi Lavallee. Presented by GMC. AlbertaSnowmobileshow.com.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
The temperature may be dropping, but the action's heating up. Play Alberta is offering odds boosts on every Oilers game all season long. This is your chance to score big. And for a limited time only, our listeners get an exclusive $50 free bet when they deposit $50 using EST50. That's code EST50 for an exclusive $50 free bet. Alberta wins with Play Alberta. Must be 18 plus to play. If you gamble, please use your game sense.
Your home for live music and great performances is the River Cree Resort and Casino.
Just wasting gas. Whoa, blurring them dotted lines, killing.
Don't miss 3-time CCMA Performer of the Year, Dallas Smith, Unplugged, November 1st at the River Cree Resort and Casino. Get your tickets at rivercreekresort.com. River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement, bet on it.
All right, final segment here on EST Afternoon. Fucking Gage, Hernan, Salas here with you. Producer Zach Kubish along for the ride. Hey, join Nielsen and Gazzola live at Subway Sun Wapta on October 15th for the Oil Stream Grab Lunch. Get a free 6-inch with any purchase and fill out a ballot to win a $100 Subway gift card. That's 10170 186th Street. See you there, Joaquin. Will you be there?
No, but call it a 15 centimeter. Makes people feel better about themselves.
What's your favorite go-to at Subway?
I don't go to Subway that. My kids like it. I'll have a bite of theirs, but I can't remember the last time I ordered a sub.
Italian BMT, bro.
I you know what I've always wanted to try it. I've never had it. Is the meatball sub.
I've had it.
Have you?
It's good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to try that. I don't know.
I haven't been to Subway in a while either.
I think the last time I went to Subway, I didn't have a good experience.
Oh, okay.
I think I got the salad.
Well, that's why.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's continue with our NHL predictions. We've done the Rocket, the Hart, the Calder. What else you got for us, buddy?
All right. Well, Gager's been waiting. We're going to make some goaltending picks.
Oh, boy.
I know. I'm putting you guys on the spot here. Nah. But who do you guys think is going to take home the Vezina? Now, there's a few goaltenders that come to mind, like some of the elites. You could say Hellebuck, Vasilevsky. If Thatcher Demko can stay healthy, can he rear for the Calder? Or, sorry, the Vezina?
How about, Hey, can I go first this time?
Sure.
It's your show.
It's our show.
Right.
I'm going to go way off the board here. I think the Vezina is going to go to Philip Gustafson.
Well, he just signed a big contract, too. $6.8 million per season, right?
Joaquin, who do you got?
I think there's going to be a monumental shift with the team in our own backyard.
Oh no. Don't do it.
He's a winner. Stuart Skinner.
Wow. You're being serious.
He's going to prove you all wrong and show you how great he is.
Great he is.
Hopefully Ace ain't listening. All right. Wow.
Ooh.
I thought I went off the charts here.
Well, I'm staying in the lane, I think, here, boys. I was driving straight. You guys went to the left side of the ditch, went to the right. I'm going pretty straight down the pipe here. I'm going Igor Shesterkin of the Rangers. They had a terrible season, frankly, last year. Nobody was really expecting that they were just not going to show up like they did last year. I think they're going to be coming back a little bit stronger here and being the face of the team. Igor Shesterkin is going to take charge in between the crease and help New York get a couple more wins at least on the board. Wow. He had a 906 last year, 913, 916, 935 going back. But it was a down year for sure for all of New York and for the Rangers especially. But Shesterkin is going to stand tall.
Casino Dealer Jay, can we clip that hot take?
Probably can.
You know what? I think he's capable.
Yeah, why not?
Like, you got to remember his first year. He should have won the Calder. He was an all-star. And you can't tell me that this isn't the best defensive core that he started with. And aside from Wallman being injured, right? There's possibilities here.
Will he win the Vezina as a member of the Oilers?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Wow. What's next?
All right. Well, we're going to head to defense. The Norris Trophy. Now, Cale Makar picked it up last season. Unreal defender. Do you think Lane Hudson can maybe fight for that? And Evan Bouchard there in the mix. Gager, are you thinking about that? What's going through your guys' mind when you look at the pitcher for the Norris Trophy this season?
I got to go back out to the coast, and I think that Quinn Hughes is going to do the double whammy. He just means so much to that team, right? And what did he play in preseason? He played like 26 minutes or something like that. It's stupid.
I'm with you.
I think he pulls the double stack of the Hart and the Norris. Quinn Hughes.
I'm with you on the Norris. I think it's Quinn Hughes. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this makes for boring radio, but he's just getting into his prime, and he's so exciting to watch. Quinn Hughes, how he can dance that line, and he's gonna just be absolutely unbelievable this upcoming season. I think he's gonna be.
I mean, McCarr does it too, so it could be like, but those two break so many ankles at the blue line. Like
it's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
I still wish there was a defensive defenseman award. Like there's a Bobby Orr trophy, and then the Norris remains the best defenseman or something like that, because now they are fantastic. They're the greatest offensive defensemen, but somebody who can block shots. If they did have that award,
it would Slavin would win it like for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
So,
all right, what's next, Coob?
All right, well, we already heard one crazy Oilers take, but I'm gonna ask you guys if you have another one. Now, there's a few different ways you could go here. Stuart Skinner was the one. You don't even have to come up with another one, Gage, or that Stuart Skinner take was pretty bold.
I know you're listening, Stu. Don't let me down.
He won't.
Crazy Oiler take. This is a good one.
No, there's some rookies you could look at there. There's some step ups from certain players. They're on the squad. I don't know. Do you think they're not going to have a great start to the season? Finish wild card or something like that? Like there's multiple ways that you can take a look at this.
I think they're going to be good. I'm just trying to think what's a wild take here. Screw it. I think David Tomasek's a really good player. I think he's going to survive here. I think he's going to do well. I think he's going to... Is it a wild take to say he scores 20?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going BP's Tony Wild.
Okay, good.
You're not going to make a bet on it.
No, but I think Tomasek's going to be around 20 goals.
That's a good one.
I'm going to say that Bouchard becomes a 20 goal scorer this year.
Well, he had 19 beforehand. Yeah. He was just a shy under there, and he
didn't have any power play goals, right?
Yeah, for the longest part of the season.
He had 18 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So you're saying he's going to hit 20?
He's going to crack 20.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
20 goal scorer on the back end.
I say he goes over 20 this year.
No one's going to pick Connor Ingram's a starter by December?
Oh.
Not with Stuart
Because that's
Skinner,
not a wild take. That could...
Well,
yes, yeah.
One
injury.
I would do that myself.
Oh, that's a good one, boys. Well, what about this one? Matt Savoy will outscore Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Like point-wise?
Goal-wise.
You know what, Coop? That's a really good one, man. I got to give you credit on that one.
He's nifty, man.
Oh. No, because everybody's so high on Nuge still. Like, he's a good player, but I think the production's going to fall. I truly believe that.
Even at center, now that he's...
Even more at center.
Now he's a true centerman.
Well, he plays a bit of a different role than he did in some of his younger years. And sure, he got 100 points just a few years removed, but that was a career year for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Wasn't that the ridiculous power play year? That was the greatest power play of all time?
Yeah, it was clipping at a third.
Big U chimes in. He says both Leon and Connor score 60. That's a good one.
That's a good one.
They might have to if this Tomasek doesn't score 20 goals.
Easy. He says the Wild take out the Oilers in the first round. That means one of those teams is a wild card.
It's a Minnesota Wild take.
Yeah.
97s going up against one another?
Yeah.
That's a great story.
Petter's Pancake says, if Nuge was not on power play one, I would say yes. What was it against Savoy outscores Nuge?
Mm-hmm.
That's a really good one, Coop.
Well, if he...
Okay, how about this one? Savoy replaces Nuge on the power play on his spot.
Or Ike?
Ike's not doing that.
Okay. That's a good one, too. That's a really good one.
It's plausible.
Because I was thinking of Podkolzin, Enrique, Kapanen. None of those guys, I believe, can Like they're not. I think they're going to be good, but I don't think we're going to be like, wow, what a season those guys had. You know what I mean? Where Tomasek, who I wasn't a believer. I knew a few of us weren't. He impressed me in the preseason. There's a reason he's getting the first look on the power play in Hyman spot. Joaquin, 29 years old. I think he can do it, man. If he gets off to a hot October, Joaquin, before Hyman returns.
Yeah, you gotta remember that Hyman's coming back.
Yeah. So maybe that's not such a wild take.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When Hyman comes back, which is bookmarked for like the first week of November, right? Where does he replace Frederick, or does he go? Does he go somewhere else? Play with the Nuge?
Frederick would have to, for me, Joaquin, having an unreal start to the season. That's the only way you don't put Hyman.
But do you put Hyman right in? Do you slot him right back into that?
He's a dog.
Role?
He's a dog.
Rove.
This one says on the River Korean box, Stuart Skinner scores 2 goals. Look at that.
He scored before.
Yeah, these are the wild takes. I don't feel like mine's like a really bad take. Like, I don't think it's wild. Well, I don't think it's...
Mine's a little far-fetched, but
Yours is good. Yours is good. Mine's so because I laughed at Tony's from BP's, and he said 25, and now I'm saying 20.
Yeah,
but he made that bet without even watching him play.
He was drunk, too.
Okay, I think we go. We have to get to 2 more. Breakout player, right, Coop?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it quickly because we only got 2 minutes. Breakout player.
I don't. Is it a breakout? Noah Philp.
Okay, fair enough. Coop.
Specifically for the Oilers here?
No, anyone.
Just okay. Well, I'm gonna go to the Canucks. Jonathan Lekermacki.
Oh,
that guy's unbelievable.
Oh yeah, that guy had a ball.
Oh, come on! You see his shot, and I got to watch him a little bit beforehand as well. I've seen few of his games, but he's gonna be slotted in there on a Canucks lineup that might be shifting around a little bit. He's on the 3rd line. I think Daily Faceoff has him right now, but like he has a weapon of a shot. You blink and you'll miss that thing. It's a rocket.
That's a really good one, actually. That's an excellent one. I'm gonna go a little more safer. Lucas Dostal. I think he becomes an elite goalie.
He's going to spread his wings for the Ducks?
I think the Anaheim Ducks will take a step, not a playoff step, but a big step, and I think it's going to be between the pipes.
It's not they're not a cakewalk anymore.
No.
You can't float into Anaheim anymore.
I think Lucas Dostal is going to be that goalie this year where people are like, damn, we got to play this guy.
They are no longer Mickey Mouse.
No. Casino Dealer Jay says breakout player Bedard. I don't think that's a breakout. That's a bounce back. Is that fair?
Well, for what he's expected of, though, right?
There's already a thing. I saw it today. Will he become the superstar? No.
Okay, Stanley Cup final and your winner.
The Colorado Avalanche.
Against?
The Washington Capitals.
Really? Cool, what do you got?
The Edmonton Oilers over the Maple Leafs.
What is going on right now? I'm going to go with the Tampa Bay Lightning for my East pick. And my West pick, I hate to do it, but Gage, you're onto something here. I think it's going to be Colorado. And I think Colorado wins.
Yeah.
Colorado Avalanche over the Tampa Bay Lightning. Kind of a rematch, right?
Rematch.
Yeah, I have that. Listen, I do think the Oilers will win a cup in the next 3 years. I just don't think it's this year. Is that fair?
Yeah.
All right. Tomorrow, it's game day, baby. First one of 82. We're all over it here on EST Afternoons, Edmonton Sports Talk. We'll have a guest to talk Flames, and we're going to have a lot of fun on the show. We'll have Hernan's World and all that fun stuff as well. Thank you once again for listening, for watching us, for the thumbs up. Let's try to get to 100. Coming up next, it is Reed Wilkins. It is Jay Milne with the Reed Wilkins Show. They'll take you right up until 6. We're back tomorrow. Ciao for now. Enjoy the games tonight.